No! Love me.
Love you.
I love you.
So we are doing a Q&A.
I hopped on both Twitter and Instagram and asked you guys to ask us any questions that you might have. We're gonna pull a few out and answer them up. When you're going to the gym, do you look up workout plans or do you just wing it? When you work out, do you ever feel uncomfortable, like people judge you? If so, how do you keep going? For the first question, do you look up workout plans? It kind of depends on the day for me.
Depends on what you're wanting to do.
Well, yeah, like I think everybody's goals are different. So it just kind of depends on your personal goals. I do upper body stuff and I do lower body stuff. Sometimes I'll look up workouts beforehand. Sometimes I'll just wing it, just kind of depending. And also just kind of going with the feeling of how my body is feeling, because sometimes I will be, yeah, if I'm like ridiculously sore, like I'm not gonna hit a really, really sore muscle group a day after I've worked it out really hard because it needs to rest.
As for looking up plans or like routines, I don't really do that. So when I was in Afghanistan, I was working out with a couple of my friends. One of them kind of had sort of the master plan of what we were doing, so we kind of just went with that. So I didn't really look up any plans there.
Because the plans are already done for you.
Yeah, well, and after a while, like it was a lot of the similar workouts and stuff, so I kind of...
You get used to it.
Yeah,
you start knowing like what you want to do.
Yeah, once you do it for a while, you can kind of group together certain workouts.
I think it's nice to have that base knowledge of workouts that would be good for certain body groups and knowing how to do those movements. Because once you know the movements and you have those down, you can kind of incorporate them in like multiple different ways depending on your goals.
Yeah.
And when you work out, do you ever feel uncomfortable, like people judge you? I honestly don't. I used to, but then I realized when I go to the gym, I literally don't care about anybody else in the gym. I don't talk to anybody. I don't look at anybody.
And that's the same thing I think for everybody. I mean, I do feel uncomfortable sometimes because sometimes I don't know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I feel like I look like a dork.
But nobody cares.
Yeah, but nobody cares, and everybody either feels the same way or just doesn't care.
The only thing that like you need to be aware of in the gym is if people are literally either going to injure themselves or other people. That's when you're like, yo, dude, no. But I've never had that happen before, and no, like I said, nobody cares. Nobody's there to judge you, and if they are there to judge you, then they're garbage people. So then you feel bad about yourself because you don't do that. So you're not a garbage person, at least. How do you keep going? You literally just keep going. You don't care about anybody. Yeah, nobody cares about you. You're all just doing your thing. You're all trying to get fit. That's what it's all about. Do you regret never having the normal college experience?
Like, honestly, no. I'm not a big party person. I don't like big groups of people, especially big groups of people who have been drinking. Like, I absolutely hate that, because usually I'm the sober one. And so it's like babysitting a bunch of...
Less fun.
Yeah, it's babysitting a bunch of kindergartners, and that's not my ideal Friday night. It's kind of nice because I'm not paying for student loans. I definitely don't regret that part at all. That's
the biggest part for me too. I don't regret it primarily because the college experience in my mind has a price tag of like $35,000 a year and up. Because that's what many of my peers were paying and are paying. Less than 0.5% of them can actually pay for it in cash, which means they're paying student loans for a huge amount of time for this supposed amazing experience. And I don't really see like what about that is worth that price tag. You know what I mean? Well, I'm glad that I didn't have that experience. I'm glad that I could pay for my schooling with cash. I'm psyched about that.
Yeah.
What goals do you have for the future, and how and when do you plan to achieve them? There's little things that I definitely want to do in the future. I actually talked about this in a vlog relatively recently. Short term, I want to participate in NaNoWriMo, or NaNoWriMo, I don't even know how you say it, with like National Novel Writing Month. I'm definitely gonna do that. I don't know how it's gonna go, but we're gonna see. I definitely want to travel a whole lot more. I wanna see so much more of the world, and I wanna travel with you.
I know.
I'm hoping to do that a lot more in the future as well, and then lots of other little things as well. Like I want to be able to travel and actually afford to do that. I think having the job that I do right now, working from home, is really nice because
it's like
I can take it anywhere, which is fantastic. I think if I just keep doing this, I'm set. I also do want to like buy a house and start a family, like obviously in the future. I just don't know when those are gonna happen yet.
For when I get out of the Air Force, I want to have like a plan and an idea of what I'm doing. That's pretty much my like main goal, and to be successful in whatever it is that I'm doing.
Plan.
Schooling. I mean, I want to get good at school.
Get good at school? Yeah. Have you ever had anxiety or panic attacks? And if so, how did you deal with it? As far as I know, I don't have a panic or anxiety like disorder like I know that many people do. But I do think I've had moments where I've had like panic attacks. At the time, I don't think I would have been able to identify them. Looking back on it, I'm like, I think that might have been like a straight up panic attack. Like remember when we went to the range? Not what the range.
The indoor one?
The indoor one, and we left. And we got into the car, and immediately when I sat down in the seat in the car, I just started sobbing, and I couldn't like breathe. Like I was just like, it was a frightening experience that I did not enjoy at all.
I felt so bad.
In the moment, I didn't see it as a panic attack, but when I look back on it, I'm like, that was basically a panic attack. I'm pretty sure.
I could definitely say that it's probably a panic attack.
And I always get really anxious when I fly. I don't ever have attacks when I fly, but I get ridiculously anxious when I fly. With the actual panic attack that I think I had when I was at the range, I don't know how to deal with that because I've never, it happens so inconsistently that I don't know.
I think for that, you just kind of like remove yourself from the situation.
You have to, and you have to just breathe and kind of just focus on everything being okay.
I think breathing is part of the most important part of that because that's like if you start getting like that panic attack, breathing like
goes
starts
all over
going
the place.
Like really fast, or you just aren't breathing enough
properly. When I get on a plane, before I was 21, I was given medication to fly because I got so panicky. Now that I'm over 21, usually I'll just have a couple stiff drinks before a flight, which is not maybe the best thing to suggest. Honestly, that's just kind of how I deal with it. It's not to the point of like getting blackout drunk, just to like take the edge off.
Do that.
But for that as well, like breathing, I find comfort in meditation and like mindfulness. Logically, I know that I'm totally safe flying, but like when I'm in the moment, I'm terrible at it. So I think breathing for any situation is beneficial. Do you like working from home, and what are some of the challenges that follow? I do. I love working from home, but that being said, it isn't always a walk in the park. I literally don't interact with humanity. Like there are days and days and like some weeks I will leave the house
maybe like once or twice.
Yeah, like
I'll the store.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just go to the store and come home. And so I don't interact with actual humans. It used to really get me down. I used to, like, you would come home, remember, and I'd be like, Blake, you're the only person I've talked to in 3 weeks. Like actually physically talked to. It used to really get me down, but I kind of found like comfort in it almost because I recognize all the benefits of working from home. Like I can take this job anywhere and I can travel and I can do all of these things. I can literally roll out of bed, get a cup of coffee, and start working in my pajamas, and that's like totally okay. So there are definitely benefits, but the lack of human interaction can really get at you sometimes. So that's kind of one big drawback.
And then sometimes you just don't want to interact with humanity at all.
Well, exactly, and that's kind of what I'm like, and that's when it comes in handy because it's like I don't even have to interact with humanity if I don't want to. This one got asked a lot. I got one from Blake. What do you want to do when you get out of the AF, the Air Force?
AF.
Yeah.
I still don't know yet. That's the problem. I just want to do something that I enjoy enough to try and work hard at it.
That makes sense.
I guess. With my job, I do my best that I can. And obviously I'm not just like
a garbage worker or anything.
A piece of garbage. But it's just, I don't have any passion about it really. It's hard to do above and beyond kind of stuff when you just don't have a passion for it. I don't know what I want to do yet.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a good answer.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask me that question, that's the answer you're gonna get is I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Any tips for aspiring vlogger who's camera shy? Any camera recommendations? You're more camera shy than me. How would you answer this question?
Kind of just gotta do it.
If it's something you want to do, you'll make it happen. And I think that's true of anything in life.
Just try and be yourself, I guess. I think it's easy for people to tell through a camera if somebody's like recording themselves and they're not being themselves. I think it's easy for them to see that.
Camera recommendations, I'm really liking the G7X Mark II right now. That's what we've been using as of recently and I really like it. The Sony RX100 series is really good as well.
I think it had better audio, didn't it?
Yeah, Sony's had way better audio than the Canon. That's one thing that I miss about Sony is just how good the audio was. I love both of those cameras, they're fantastic. Tell us about your ultimate dream career. Honestly, I don't know if I have an ultimate dream career. I've never been one of those people who like came out of the womb and I knew exactly what I wanted to do with my life. Like I had no idea, but there's things that I want to do. Like I love editing video and I love doing video stuff and I've always been a creative person. So having some sort of creative outlet has always been something that I've really wanted. It's just finding a way to make creative passions lucrative enough to support your family and yourself that is kind of difficult because the creative professions aren't always well paying. That's kind of, I guess, my answer for that. I'm not really sure what I would want as a dream career. I'm loving writing and reading right now. So like if given the choice, I would love to write for a living, but I don't know how likely that is to happen. Because, you know, people write books every day and nothing comes of them. So who knows? We'll see.
Just gotta send them out to a bunch of publishers and just like keep writing.
Or just self-publish. That's a big like marketplace right now versus traditional publishing. So I don't even know like what I would even do. So we'll see. I have no idea. Will you travel more when Blake is out? I hope to.
I think it'll be a lot easier.
Yeah, because right now planning while he's in is kind of like one of the biggest downfalls when it comes to travel because you can't plan that much.
Yeah, I feel like anything 6 months out and more I can't plan.
And that's unfortunate because usually 6 months out is like when you would find cheap tickets and cheap accommodations and stuff like that. So it's a little bit more difficult when he's in. I think when you get out, I would love to travel more. And I think
easier.
Yeah, I think it would be a lot easier to travel more when he's out. Where do you think your first destination will be when Blake gets his passport renewed? What do you think will be on your list of things to do there?
First destination? I really want to go to Germany. I really want to go to Ireland. Scotland would be cool too.
Yeah.
So hopefully one of those places.
What would you want to do there? In like, let's say Germany. Beer?
Lots of beer and sausage.
Beer and sausages.
And I don't know, I want to see like the landscape there and probably go see like World War II stuff.
Are you somebody who would want to go to concentration camps or not so much?
I wouldn't mind seeing one.
I always found, when I was traveling this past summer, we visited a couple concentration camps. We visited Dachau and we visited, there was another one that we visited. I don't remember. But it's a solemn place. It's very, like, you go there, it's not like a happy place. You're not like, yeah! But it's just a place that you think and you can kind of...
But you walk in, you're like, wow.
Well, yeah, it's just a very sobering experience. And it's a very, like, amazing experience, I think, to have, just to know, like, the terrible things that humans did to other humans.
History thing.
Yeah, and I love historical things. So... and castles. You want to see castles?
Castles would be cool, yeah.
There's an amazing castle, Neuschwanstein, and it's like, it looks like a Cinderella castle. We'll do it all. We'll see it all, we'll do it all. I'm excited. So, that is all the questions that we got today. I love doing Q&As because it lets you guys kind of get into our brains a little bit and know who we are as people a little bit more, and we don't do them like super often. But every so often, I think they're great.
As opposed to asking the questions on the video and then us answering it
like days after or something like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today's vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, and we see you next time.
I think the sub button is down here.
I think so.
Isn't it?
I'm not sure. It might be down
like
here.
That.
I don't know.
Is that what we're gonna look like on the video?
I don't know. We might be flipped.
Flip, then it'll be over here. But if not, it'll be over here.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, subscribe if you haven't already.
Yeah. I know the like button will be over there too, or it's gonna be over here.
Down there!
Here, yeah.
We'll see you guys next time. Bye! Just wanted to jump in here really quick and say, for today's question of the day, if you guys have any further questions for us that you would like answered, feel free to leave them in the comments down below and we will get back to you with answers. So yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed and we'll see you next time. Bye!